I'm going to do something slightly different.
Sorry.
It's all right. Do something slightly different from what I normally do. I'm gonna vlog. I'm gonna vlog the vlog, I guess. Just for the actual journey, not fruit machine content necessarily, but obviously it's like me, just Rambo. I think Callum's now highly unlikely. He was definitely coming, but he had a massive car crash last week.
Speed trap reported ahead.
We're in a different car that tells us about speed traps reported ahead. Which is great news, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're basically going to, especially after your last little trip out with JD. Anyway, yeah, going to sort of just vlog what we do. Probably vlog the hotel rooms. We're pretty much staying in Premier Inns. We're staying in Southend tonight. Just some of the journeys down and various bits and pieces that are not necessarily normal content related. Maybe even like show you just the weight of clips that we have to sift through and various stuff just to actually produce a video. We're currently coming over Woodhead. We're sort of just heading towards Barnsley. Probably going to stop off in a bit. I'm going to get a brew because I don't function very well in the morning without a cup of tea. And I will share this with you. I've just literally got back from Turkey, and I had in 7 days in Turkey, I had 2 cups of tea the entire time.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were in my hotel room, so it was all inclusive. In a resort called Vox or something in Marmaris. It was relatively cheap do for 5 people, and in my room when I got there they had like a Travelodge kettle type thing, and they had some tea bags, so I was like happy days. And I read like all bump in room, and in room it says we provided you some water for the first day. Like, you're all inclusive, what do you mean for the first day? 3 bottles of water, no milk sachets, not even that shitty milk powder stuff that they give you. When we flew over, I had a brew on the flight over on the Wednesday. We were on Sun Express, which I think is Turkish Paolo Fanza, but it's like just a Turkish dedicated thing that we've used them before, and I'd not twigged, and they made me a cup of tea, and I had to use powdered like coffee milk stuff that they what? Just give us a sachet of milk. What's wrong with you?
Should go to Mexico, mate. It's as much as whatever you want.
Well, we are talking of maybe going Mexico, maybe not next year, the year after, because there's no way we can go next year because of going to Vegas in March. So that's taken up a lot of my spare funds to go there. So I mean, it's not really nothing's on the agenda at the moment, but we have talked about it. It is possible going forward of a couple of weeks in Mexico. Anyway, yeah, so we're basically driving over at the moment and be off getting a brew. Look, first stop, where are we? Golden Ends. This is the Wentworth. It's actually where I went on my first date with my now wife, after I went to Alton Towers with her many years ago. But we always stop off because this is like literally just before you hit the M1, and we're going down the M1, so we are jetting off into it, getting a brew. There we go. It's about 8:26 in the morning. Should be at about 10:30 by the time we get to the first stop.
Saturday in Bury, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 22 and a low of 16.
We're not going to be in Bury though, are we? We're not going to be in Bury.
What's the weather like in Bury on Friday?
Something went wrong.
Something did go wrong, you're right.
Keep fucking interrupting. What's the weather like in Bury on Friday?
Friday in Bury, it'll be sunny with a high of 24 and a low of 15.
Right.
24 in September.
But you've told me to pack shorts because it's going to be hot in Bury. We're not going to be in Bury.
I did not say pack shorts.
You absolutely did. We're just about to come off the good bit of road going to Kingsland. That's like our first stop. Probably about nearly 11 o'clock when we get there. It's a bit later than we'd hoped. I hate this junction, absolutely crap is. And the problem is now, you don't have any decent road all the way there. We're still looking at about 10 to 11 to get there. The main reason is I wanted to drop my little lad off for his bus this morning. So I wanted to say, I've just had a week with him, but like I wanted to do that. The kick in a dick when you get in like the east side of the country. It's 59 miles, yet it still takes you an hour and 20 minutes because of roads like this and getting stuck behind shit. I'm currently stuck behind a lorry. Lucky us, eh? stuck behind another fucking lorry. The things we do for YouTube, we're still just over an hour away from Kingsley. Found a tractor, and it's a JPM tractor. Just on the intro, and then while I was doing the intro, Rambo was phoning me to tell me he's now bringing his car. So we could have gone that way in the soft top, in the rain,
Yeah.
and now we can't do that. So yeah, so we're still half an hour away from the first stop of the day. What time were you on the go at?
I left our house just after 6:30.
So you left at 6:30, and then you had to wait for me to fanny around this morning. So before we play a fruit machine, you'll be into it for what, 4 and a bit hours?
Yeah, I'm just coming up to 4 hours now.
Bummer. And this is before we play the fruit machine. And these are the sort of things that you guys, I guess, don't see, is the sheer weight of travel. I mean, so we'll do this, and then we'll go to March, and by the time we hit Southend, you'll have done a good 8 hours worth of driving, I would have thought. Probably, at that point, in one day. And that's just to put a bit of content out for the vids, and you know, it's a dedication. Anybody who thinks we make money coming doing this, we don't really make money. It's not about making money. The best case scenario for us, you ain't getting past this, guys, driving like a spud in his Citroen. The best case scenario is we'll break even or make a very small profit. And once I've bought curries and kebabs for tea and various other bits and pieces,
Oh, it's going to cost us 300-400 quid this trip, isn't it?
I'd have thought so. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're at the moment. It is a labour of love, and I guess if you, again, reading between the lines, the bits you don't see is that making videos for the next 4 days in it, effectively. Yeah. We don't really know what we're going to do Sunday. I suspect we'll end up back in Maidstone, and I don't know where else after that, but yeah, I mean, the reality is that there'll be enough footage that'll take us. Now, I mean, I've got footage till near the end of September as we are. It'll probably take us through to, I would have thought, mid-November maybe, getting on that sort of way.
And then I'm on annual leave.
And then you're on an annual leave, and I think we have got a couple of little bits planned in between. I won't give dates and stuff away because we never do that, purely because things just end up getting burnt. It's happened to us before with Southend, didn't it? Yeah. Where we made it clear that we're going on a specific day, and I will at a courtesy message Alan, just in case he's short, and just say to him like, we're coming down on this day. I gave him 2 months notice for this trip, and it's like, just don't tell anybody. Like, obviously I've told Fletch, because Fletch is a good mate and he keeps his mouth shut, but I don't really publicise where we're going, because it's a long way for us to come and then not really make you a video. That's kind of,
or make one full of dead machines. Yeah,
which is shit to watch. And you know, we try and give you a bit of context within the videos, but what you tend to see feature boards on machines. You don't get to see all the dead play in between, and like we don't really publicise the in to outs. I mean, you do sometimes say I'm into it for whatever, and I do occasionally, but the channel's never really been about that. It's been more about people enjoying us playing the machines, and hopefully, like, in the main, we play them pretty well. We don't play them terrible. I'll be shit today, mainly because I feel like I've got jet lag, is the truth. I mean, like, I left the hotel Wednesday morning.
Our Spanish friend is warming up his lap as we speak.
Probably, he'll be used, I'm sure. Spanish multi. 20 to 2 Wednesday morning. I left my hotel. I got the transfer back to the airport. The bus I was on broke down. Winter doesn't even know this, so it set off from Marmaris, and then he pulled up in Marmaris for about 10 minutes. Don't know why he pulled up in Marmaris 10 minutes at a time. I didn't have a clue. And then he set off and took like the front road. It was a weird route out of Marmaris, and then he come up the hill, and he was quite slow up the hill coming out. I don't know if you've not been. It's very much a sort of steep slope into Marmaris, and he came up that pretty slow, and then he drove for quite a while. And then he ended up pulling in a petrol station. Now, that's not abnormal for the Turks to just randomly pull in somewhere, but it is when it's like 3 in the morning or half 3 in the morning, cut a long story short, he pulled up about 5 or 6 times and he was overheating, and it was a relatively new bus, it wasn't an old bus. And after about 3 hours, near enough 3 hours, he gave up, and he'd already contacted somebody and they sent a replacement bus out to us. And I was sort of semi-worried we're going to miss the flights, like it would take him that long. So we're on bus for nearly as long as the actual flight. The flight itself was 4 hours back, and you can't really sleep on a bloody flight. I tried, and then got back to Manchester. We actually landed at about 9:05 when we were budgeted sort of to land at past. So we made some serious time up in thingy. I was back at home for 10:30ish. Cleared all of, there was just nobody in the airport really. Cleared everything and got home, and I pretty much went straight to bed and had a couple of hours. I had to go and get my hair cut and pack a bag to come down here. So yeah, I've had very broken sleep, and I'm pretty knackered really, which doesn't help when you're slotting at all. Anyway, so that's today. That's where we're at the moment, and I'll bring you back at some point with a bit of an update. Finally in Kings Lynn, 10:45. Hey, go for a piss now. Log issues. I've got my laptop down there, as you can see. However, some dickhead has turned off his battery saver, and on top of that, his sleep mode. So he's just pulled his laptop out of that bag, and it was red hot. So now I can't transfer stuff over to it because the battery's near flat. So I'll do it in Southend later. Having a rare pit stop at a McDonald's. We were going to hold up till tea, but we're never ever going to make it till tea. So yeah, Mickey D's. We'll hit Southend at about 6 o'clock tonight, I reckon. Quick update: don't drive to Southend in rush hour traffic, or just don't drive to Southend.
How much round the fly?
Fly to Southend, way easier. We are, what, about 30 minutes maybe away from...
32 minutes to do 7.8
I'd estimate, yeah, that's bollocks, isn't it? Yeah. That is utter bollocks. But we are plodding along. Quick data transfer to get rid of some of the stuff that's on there. And you can see out there a bit of sunny Southend we've got. So yeah, that's next job on list. Then we're off down to Retropolis to meet Rambo. Up to his car. Yeah, so Retropolis next. As I wander in there, it's now around 6ish at night. It's quite humid down here actually, considering it's not particularly warm. Yeah, and that's pretty much us then for the night. Whether me and Rambo will have a wander down the street after or not, I don't know, but I don't think Just is up for it because he looks pretty knackered now. So we'll see how we get on. Right, so that's the end of the first day. I'm absolutely shattered. So's Winter, to be fair. Now we don't make loads of money playing machines, certainly retro arcades, and they were all absolutely dead today. I mean, I have turned a profit, in fairness. I've got some banknotes in my wallet, and I started with what I always start with, 50 quid. I actually had 53 quid, but yeah, I started with 50. And I am up a bit today. It swings and roundabouts, might get my ass kicked tomorrow, you just don't know. I mean, I am pretty controlled when I'm playing. Tomorrow, me, Rambo, Fletch and Joss are all going to Maidstone. Probably Maidstone and Chatham tomorrow. That'll be Friday. And then Saturday we're going to look at probably Bognor and Fareham, maybe even Tunbridge, Bognor and Fareham. Not entirely sure what we're going to look at. Fletch is leaving at about 3 o'clock tomorrow. He's got to get back to Southend for the evening, but obviously we're staying in Rochester tomorrow night and the night after. This is sort of my treat, this trip, to some extent, purely because Just works really hard on the channel, in fairness to him, and it's like kind of the 3k subs thing. For the 2k subs thing, I did the same thing. I just stood the hotels, and to be honest with you, like, that kind of comes from, we had revenue from people watching the channel. We never we don't do this to make money. Like we genuinely don't. Anybody thinks that we come all this way down the other end of the country from where we live to come and play some machines, we do it purely for, I think somebody just said, like, reliving past glories. I mean, I'm too knackered to edit anything tonight, but my laptop is set up over there. Like, it's set up ready to go. I suspect we'll probably get 3 videos out of today when we do it. We've got a bit of food on the way. Fletch actually bought some tea, so I brought mugs down for Retropolis. Some of my JH mugs have come down here, so if people want to come and get one instead of you know, paying eBay postage and all that crap for it, and just go and grab one, you can now go in Blackpool and buy one, and you can go into Retropolis in Southend and buy one. So you know, it's nice for people who are sort of passing any of the arcades can go in them, and obviously it's good for the arcades because, well, they're going to get the kick back, I guess, of people going in there and enjoying themselves. I thought Retropolis played all right considering today. We had a really good session and had a good laugh, and we had some really good highlights of it. So Battle Axe being absolutely epic, but we had a good time, and literally all we're doing now is waiting for a bit of tea, and then we're both off to bed, like, to get some kip and on to Rochester in the morning. Right, second morning. So Winter woke up. What time did you wake up at? 5. Winter woke up at 5:10. Must have gone for a bath and stuff like that. Chilled on his phone. He don't sleep great anyway, to be fair. And then I woke up with my alarm at about 7:30. Plan of the morning, have a brew, obviously, and then get in the car and we're heading to Rochester to drop a car off. And then I think Rambo's chauffeuring us all day, so that's the plan. Meeting at Maidstone at 10 AM, so on with the slotting probably. Just had a notification on the radio to say one lane of the M25 was blocked clockwise for flooding when we're supposed to be having a heat wave, and I am wearing shorts.
I'm going to get Lorraine to take a picture of what it's like up north, which is what I told you about.
Here's what you could have won.
Yeah, exactly. you chose to come down south where it rains all the time.
Do you think Dave's going to move his arcades to Bury?
I hope so. If it does, save us a lot on diesel.
It'll save us a fortune. I can hold myself together for this intro. Right, okay, so we are just going over the bridge.
In one piece, notes.
The journey's actually been alright this morning. We thought it was going to take ages because Captain Birdseye said it'll take ages, and it hasn't actually taken that long. So we're doing alright. We're just sort of 9:15ish now, heading towards our hotel to drop off a car and have one for the day. So that's basically the plan. Maidstone first port of call. And we're not really planning, we're just going to sort of play it by ear, aren't we?
That's what you usually do, and I just follow along because I'm easy going. Except when you try and make me crash by going in the wrong lane.
You're in the right lane. Anyway, yeah, so Maidstone first, we'll bring you back on the first machine. To 10 and Rambo's bought me breakfast, so I'm literally stood at his car. We're already at the Prem. Now, so dropped the car off, it's not AMPR'd, and yeah, we're heading off to Maidstone.
Right, you recording?
No.
Right, can either of you two recite the number reel for Red Alert, Impulse and Big Bucks?
Nope.
No. End of recording.
That was good. Can any of the viewers, without cheating?
Yeah, without cheating.
Right, we're literally driving back to the hotel now. We've done, I don't know, 9 hours roughly in Maidstone, and then we were only in Chatham for about an hour, but we're all absolutely knackered now, so we're heading back to the hotel, and that's like near enough the second day done. We're having talking fucking politics. Right, Rambo, what are your thoughts?
Arundel.
Arundel, yeah?
Arundel.
Still gonna go on with that, are we? Yeah. What are your actual thoughts?
Tired.
My thoughts are get out of the mirror, please.
Oh, sorry, I'm in your mirror. I will reverse away from your mirror. Okay. You're tired? What time did you get to bed at?
1:30.
Fair enough. I abandoned you at about 10:30ish, I think.
Yeah.
Went to bed, came back to the room, and Winter had died,
Many
I think.
cash matches ago.
I fell asleep at 10 o'clock last night and get out my fucking mirror.
Not be
Oh,
fair.
please.
Are you full of the joys of spring then today?
Yeah.
In September, yeah. The opposite season.
Right, so
I'm plodding on despite all the abuse I still get.
he's in a really good mood again. That's fantastic news. You
Yeah.
didn't have to change your room in the Premier. That was even better though.
Right, I should think not.
Good news.
I
Then.
don't want to go 2 nights and stay in 2 different rooms.
Right, so we're going to sunny Bognor. We're what, about quarter of an hour away maybe from Bognor now.
We would have been there by now if we'd set up when I said so.
Well, yes, we would if when I'd said so, but Jake reads 8:15 as 8:25, so I mean they're the same thing to him.
Yeah, but
Talk about reading. McDonald's woman girl, she can't read. That's it.
We had to go around. We had to go around a McDonald's drive-through twice because we gave her the code for the thing, and then she couldn't decipher 2 letters and 2 numbers, and then waved us through. We got to the thing where some guy started trying to hand us food, and then sent us back round again. So that wasted another 5 minutes, which was rather irritating. Anyway, we'll see you in Bognor. Next stop on our little mission is going to be Fareham. And then apparently we've got to go to, well, we are going to go to Tunbridge anyway, but yeah, so that's what time it is now. It's like the 3rd day in. Mr. Winter's going to get some fuel, I believe. Do some sort of intro. Rambo's gone ahead of us, we dropped him off. We parked in a different car park that's nearer. And then that's going to be us in Fareham, hopefully. So, yeah, Bognor was hard work. We'll see how Fareham goes. Side the back. We're, I think we're coming up to the tunnel. I'm just recording. Oh yeah, heading back up the road now. Obviously, these are done in 4K. I'm just going to show you on Joss's laptop. So this is how much editing there's going to be. So if you look there, JH Saturday, there's 35 gig. JH Friday, it's 48.6 gig. A winter from Friday, 17 gig. So that's just Friday, Saturday. Now I've obviously got Thursday sat on my laptop, which is down there somewhere. So just between what we've done so far, there's what, probably well over 100 gigs worth of data. Well, it will be well over, about 120 or so. It's quite a lot. Sunday morning now, so just gone 10 o'clock. Just chilling in the room, really. One thing we're going to do is I'm going to go and get a breakfast, because Premier Inn do some quite nice all you can eat breakfasts. So we're going to have a nice breakfast before we set off, because we're going to have a long day today. We're going to be slotting in Maidstone and then probably hitting the road and coming home. I think that's the plan. And to be honest with you, we won't get time to eat properly, I don't think. So it's going to be very much a chill out drive home for hopefully like sort of four and a half-ish hours, I think. So yeah, this is now the 4th morning. And it's been long, like really long days, and you guys probably don't appreciate just how long a day. But yesterday, for example, drove to Bognor Regis, well just did, so he's doing the driving this time. Drove to Bognor Regis from where we're staying here in Rochester. Then we went over to Fareham. We didn't leave like 4ish maybe, I think we left Bognor. Went to Fareham. I struggled like mad in Bognor, which I don't normally do. Went over to Fareham, had a session in there, left there maybe, I don't know, gone 6ish I think, and then headed maybe a bit later than that, then headed over to Tunbridge, went to Tunbridge, and then we headed back to Maidstone. So I mean that's a day, that's just one round trip. I don't think people appreciate just how many hours and how much time we put into doing this. It's an awful lot. But we're pretty much ready to go. It's just now case of going down, getting some brekkie, and then hopefully we'll feel $1 million again and be able to go for fourth and final day. I feel sorry for them bastards.
They were going quite well.
They've closed the M25 in the opposite direction. So they're going to be queuing for ages, some of them.
At the South End junction, 127.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. It'll only get worse and worse, that, won't it?
Yeah.
We're heading back up north now after 4 days of solid slotting. We didn't slot very long today. We left at Maidstone at around 2ish, so we're plodding our way back up north. Me just home now, and I'm set here rendering the first video. So that's the first one being rendered now, and I've got God knows how many of them to do. Also add, by the way, you have to build them. So I use something called DaVinci Resolve, which is a video editor. You have to build them. You then, once you've built them, you have to render them, which makes one video for you. I'm going to have to render this twice, because I want to put a bit of music in somewhere that hasn't got any music in. So I need to render it, re-render it, and then once I finish re-rendering it, I then need to upload it. So that's one video. Now, being a bit facetious saying I've got loads to do, but actually Winter's got most of the files, so he's going to have to do most of the actual work for this. I'm doing basically the first day, which is going to be 3 videos, I think.